to get past the damn green line.
Anyone who gets hit by a bear in the neighborhood, call Joe Murray.
I happen to trust Joe Murray.
First time I ever met Joe Murray was
on the Sports Hub of Joe Murray. We are moving on up to 7 o'clock. Night Moves. The old Bob Seger song. Night Moves, 7 o'clock now. We'll have extended coverage for all of our game action until midnight tonight. But tonight we're here till 11 o'clock for we're here till 9:30. My God, I don't even know the times we're here anymore. It's a doubleheader tonight. Bruins and Celtics in action here on our Beasley family stations, of course. But we got a lot to get into tonight. Skaz is back. We got intern Trent tonight. I see all you guys on YouTube already. Thank you all for joining there. And if you want to get in on some Patriots talk, you just got the baseball hour. Opening day is tomorrow. We have some bets for tomorrow in season that we'll get into coming up in just a little bit. We will have an in or out tonight, 8:50. We'll have some fun with that. And again, your calls at 617-779-0985. So we are now at 7 o'clock moving forward. The baseball hour is at 6. Tomorrow night, I'll be at Sylvan Street Grill in Peabody, broadcasting live from there. So I'll be on remote tomorrow night. But a lot to get into, and while we had breaking news last night on the show as we heard Stefon Diggs is now a member of the New England Patriots, and we'll start there tonight with our opening take, which is brought to you by ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Opening take brought to you by ESPN Bet Sportsbook. And speaking of ESPN Bet Sportsbook, the odds are out for the Patriots when it comes to win totals and divisions. I'll have those for you coming up at the end of the hour. So, Stefon Diggs is a Patriot. 3 years, $69 million, $26 million guaranteed. First off, my leadoff take last night was this is a good deal. Don't look at this any other way. Don't care about the knee. Don't care about the money. Don't care about your feelings. Those three things I don't care about. The Patriots are a better football team today. They're a better football team today. And there's a lot of things that happened last night with the signing of Stefon Diggs that I think really stands out to me about some organizational shifts. There's a lot of shifts in the organization right now. And I want to get to those, but the one thing that stood out to me last night from the fan reaction, I don't know who's happy and who's not. Like, there are some people who still look at the Patriots as they're cheap, they don't spend. But here, I think they went and got a guy to secure a guy. So, the $26 million, again, I don't care about. I just saw Brandon Cooks get $13 million a season for 2 years. If you add that money up, it's the same thing as Stefon Diggs. If you want to look at Calvin Ridley's numbers, this is a better deal. Yeah, if you want to tell me that this is a Patriots deal compared to some of the others, fine, I'll live with it. I don't care about the money, and I don't care what you think. The Patriots are a better football team today. But the reaction from some of the fans about, oh, he's washed, or this is one of the most accomplished players in the league. And by the way, people love to give comparisons to players, right? Who's the number one guy that everybody compares Drake May to? It's Josh Allen. The guy who helped Josh Allen become Josh Allen is now with Drake May. So, number one, the Patriots made a move yesterday that was uncomfortable, helped the team, but also helped their young quarterback. They also helped their wide receiver room that needs some sort of veteran in there who's played for multiple teams. The Patriots don't do this deal if they don't know a little bit about Stefon Diggs. We know about Downing's time with Diggs in Minnesota, and we know that Josh McDaniels' brother Ben last year was the wide receivers coach for the Houston Texans. They don't make this move not knowing about the player. And you can go read MMQB from Albert Breer about all the scouts and what they said about the guy. They said he's an outstanding practice player. So, number one, they have helped Drake May. and the team is better. So whether he's a 1, 2, whatever, the team is better, and they've helped Drake May. And they know him, if you want to go that route as well. Couple of other things I wanted to bring up here. That's number one. Number two, self-awareness. No one wanted to come to New England. The Patriots have been telling you that for 2 years. Calvin Ridley's girlfriend didn't want to come here. Oh, well, this guy doesn't want to come for the climate. Yeah, well, we offered him the money, but he didn't want to come here. Well, we tried to do the deal, but in the end, they didn't want to come here. How many times you heard that? Then this offseason, they struck out on everybody. They were in on DK Metcalf, but you know what? DK Metcalf says, no, I don't want to play in cold weather, but let's go to Pittsburgh. With no quarterback, by the way. Self-awareness to the fact that you have to get a deal done. This is what yesterday was for the Patriots. They know that they might have had to give a 3-year deal. They know they might have to give $26 million to a guy off an ACL injury that's 31 years old. They also know that they have to pay to secure players. And I see that with the leadership change. Ryan Cowden now in the mix. Elliott Wolf was making deals but couldn't close deals. Now that Mike Vrabel's in the fold with his guys, they're getting deals done. And you know what? This does make them more of a desirable destination. So, two things. The Patriots showed some self-awareness that maybe the league does think we're cheap. Maybe the league doesn't think we can get free agents here. They've done it now in free agency, haven't they? They secured one in Milton. Now they've secured one with Stefon Diggs. And at some point tonight, I want to do an exercise about ranking the free agents for the Patriots. Maybe we can do that as a social video trend for tonight if you'd like to do that. But the Patriots are a better football team. They were self-aware in free agency. The survey about the Patriots, I think the moves that they've made, although close to Mike Vrabel's guys and coaches, they at least spent money on the guys that they know, and they also know they need to pay to secure players. Now, I don't know who's going to block for Drake May. I don't know who's going to play left tackle. But what I can tell you is this. Number 3, the Patriots are becoming a desirable destination. It's not going to happen overnight. They have Drake May. They have Mike Vrabel. They have Christian Gonzalez. They signed other free agents that wanted to be here. Oh, and now Stefon Diggs can get money at 31 years old off an injury? Huh. Does this mean maybe Tyron Smith would come and play left tackle at short money or at guaranteed money? Does this now mean that other teams may be interested to playing with the Patriots because now they want to play ball? And I know that at some shows on this station, it's hard to cross sports. But once the Red Sox showed that they were serious about playing in October when they acquired Alex Bregman, I'm not saying that Stefon Diggs is the type of impact that Bregman will be for the Red Sox this year. But you know what it is? It's the first domino to show that people do want to play with Drake May. People will play in New England if you pay them, which is what they're going to have to do. But now they're a step closer to being a desirable destination. And you know what? To give Tom E. Curran some credit, he was given a report about veterans playing with Drake May. That's squashed now. The other thing that he had the other day was, well, if they don't spend the money this year, they'll move the money over to next year when they come more of a desirable place. I think this is the first step in signing Stefon Diggs to becoming desirable for free agents next year. And I do think a lot of this does start with Mike Vrabel. But realistically, I think it's the new ownership change, the leadership change. I shouldn't say ownership. The leadership change from, yes, Elliott Wolf may be the guy in the end getting all the credit, but I think Cowden and Stretch and these guys that Vrabel brought over are now closing the deals. 617-779-0985. I will say I don't think Elliott Wolf gets this deal done without Ryan Cowden. I'll leave it at that. Skaz is back. We'll get his thoughts as well. That was your opening take, which is brought to you by ESPN Bet Sportsbook. More on the acquisition of Stefon Diggs in free agency and your thoughts on the Patriots and the draft. We'll do all that coming up next. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub. call them the Joe Murray pre-party. It's Felger and Maz, afternoons right now. Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
Oh
Stefon
my
Diggs
God!
signed with
Did
the
you see how much
Patriots.
money Diggs got? 20. This is. If you would have asked me before this show, Diggs is going to sign, what is his deal going to be? I would be like, I don't know, man. Like 10% less than Devontae Adams' deal? What did Devontae get?
Right.
1 for 15? 3 for 69, even if it's funny money. $26 million guaranteed is a shitload of money for Stefon Diggs, who wears out his welcome, and I don't know if he is good for Drake May.
Oh, that was Nick Wright. And Colin Cowherd talking about the money. Do you guys really care about the money? This bothers me. Like, Skaz, you were out last night. You're back. Glad to see you back. Well, we got breaking news, of course, with you not here, so that's always how it works. But the reaction last night when the deal happened, I go, wow, they got Stefon Diggs. And I didn't care about the money. And then when they announced it, 3 years, $69 million with $26 million guaranteed, I went, oh, okay, $26 million guaranteed, not bad at all. I just thought about the fact that, well, if it was $13 million for, Brandon Cooks, then it's just 2 years of guaranteed money, really. And then there was a lot going on there because the Giants move happened with Russell Wilson. But I ask you, Skaz, who's back, welcome back. What did you think of the Stefon Diggs stuff?
Joe, I am a fan of talent. Stefon Diggs is talented, albeit hurt right now. I have zero issue with the money. The Patriots lack talent. They need talent. They're not in a position to be picky about talent. Stefon Diggs is far and away their best wide receiver, a position they've lacked talent at for a while now. So yeah, zero issues with the Stefon Diggs deal. My only issue is the reports that they had no interest in him right before the signing. But no, other than that, I think it's a great move for the Patriots. You have a young quarterback who needs a reliable pass catcher who can make plays. Drake May is not the most accurate at this point in his career. His decision-making is still questionable at times. Stefon Diggs can make up for some of those mistakes. You saw what he did for Josh Allen, the ascension of Josh Allen, turning him into, an MVP quarterback. Obviously, that was when Stefon Diggs left and Josh Allen spread the ball a little bit more. But I think at this point in Drake May's career and where the Patriots are, how could you not like Stefon Diggs on this roster?
I just feel like they're a really good mix. It's almost a good match. I think this is a huge win for Drake May. The comp for Drake May is Josh Allen all the time, right? Don't you hear that all the time? Wow, he plays like Josh Allen. Wow, he moves like Josh Allen. Well, now they're getting the guy that helped Josh Allen. And, to me, I think Stefon Diggs is still one of the great route runners in the NFL. As far as like one-on-one coverage or dig routes or even like fades. I'll never forget. He burned J.C. Jackson good. Remember when they brought J.C. Jackson back? God, he got destroyed. I thought last year Christian Gonzalez got toasted by him in that game too. Stefon Diggs has been a Patriot killer. But this move is to help Drake May, everybody. Who cares about the money? Like, the thing is, the money doesn't even bother me. Like, when Nick writes, oh my God, the money. Yeah. You know why DeAndre Hopkins signed with the Ravens? Because they're Super Bowl perennial contenders. That's why. Now, I'm sure if he wanted to go to the Patriots would have given him more money. Right? Again, I bring up Brandon Cooks. Dude got $13 million a year for 2 years, guaranteed. It's the same thing with Stefon Diggs. Now, I don't know how much I believe the report, but it came from Schefter. But he said that the reason that the deal got done from Elliott Wolf was because he could be ready to go week one. Now, our intern Trent had an ACL surgery. We'll ask him later. But these guys who hurt their ACLs, they just don't come back like that really fast. Now, I think Cam Akers came back pretty fast. Kendrick Bourne came back in 1 year. I think he hurt his in October and was back last year in October. So to be ready, he got hurt on Halloween, October 31st. What makes you think he could be ready in September? So, to me, I still question that one, but I don't care. They have a guy on their roster who has multiple 100-yard catch seasons and actually will help in that locker room. They've missed out on everybody, guys. Chris Godwin, DK Metcalf, Cooper Kupp. They secured a guy. It's better for the future. Let's go to the phones here at 617-779-0985. This is good for Drake May. Mike Reese wrote all about it today on ESPN. He just mentions that Diggs and the Patriots are a perfect fit. He gets some nice money while the team gets some talent. This has the potential to be a game changer in New England, he adds, with May the primary beneficiary. I absolutely agree with that, and I also think the Patriots become desirable. Let's talk to Sam. He's in Pawtucket. What's up, Sam? Hey, Sam. All right, well, Sean's on the cow. What's up, Sean?
Hey, Joe. I got three kind of quickish points I want to make. Number one, I do believe this deal was done because the Giants got Russ, and they were like, crap, we might not have Hunter. We got to get a receiver in. They did the right thing. After that, my second point is, if you get Diggs, and the rumor Zoe has about another veteran, and you add Travis Hunter, you now have a legit room. And that's what they're going to trend towards because Vrabel wants the boys. And the last thing I'll say, if this does lead to Hunter or no Hunter, I'm going to go pro Hunter. Then that means, oh, wait, he can play some corner. We got guys that can play receiver. A lot of less pressure on Hunter. And if he's not there, it still works out for them.
All right, man. Well, yeah, there was a little bit of an interesting scenario that happened last night. And I wanted to get into this on the other side, but you know, we've all been talking draft. I think it's fascinating for the Patriots because, you know, I was complaining last night that winning that game at the end of the year really did cost them. Like there is a scenario where they could miss out on both Hunter and Carter. Like there is that scenario. And all of a sudden just Stefon Diggs gets signed when, you know, Russell Wilson is signing with the Giants. And it makes you think, are they going with a quarterback? And then the Diggs news comes out. So it was kind of like it shielded me from what I was originally thinking because, you know, I thought there was a lot of excitement there with the Diggs news. So we'll get into what the Giants are doing. I actually couldn't tell you what the Giants are doing. But I do have some interesting numbers regarding Russell Wilson compared to some of the other free agents that are available, and I find them just completely wow. Like when I look at some of these numbers, I'm going to do a player A versus player B on the other side, Skaz. You always like those ones, right? I got a nice little player A, player B coming up, but the big winner, no doubt about it, Drake May with the acquisition of Stefon Diggs. And I think the Patriots also won here. They have shown the league that they'll spend some money. They've showed the league that they will acquire talent even if you're injured. And they are slowly becoming a desirable destination with money to spend. Oh, while we're at it here, just a quick aside. How do you think Gerard Mayo feels watching all this go down? Spending money in free agency, you know, giving big wide receivers money. Just, you know, I just was wondering about that. I'm wondering if ownership would have allowed Gerard Mayo to do these things. Because Elliot Wolf's still here, but there seems to be some Vrabel guys still in the room. Mayo had nothing. Just curious how he felt about the approach for the Patriots in free agency. And I'm just curious if they do it for him. 617-779-0985. We'll get more into the NFL news. We've moved to 7 o'clock. It's odd, I know, but we got plenty of people watching on YouTube tonight. Wow, bunch of people in there. Thanks for joining us. We'll take a quick break. I'm Joe Murray. We're going to look at the headlines. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, we got both the Celtics and Bruins in action tonight here on our cluster of stations. First off, you'll hear the Bruins on 98.5, the Sports Up. here, 98.5 The Sports Up. How we feeling about the 7 o'clock, everybody? Is this a 7 o'clock vibe? Night moves. I see Chuck Olson in our chat tonight. Brokerage Babe, Carrie Ann, Sean Thomas, Chuck Olson. Chuck's always on guard. Brendan McCaffrey's in there. I see you all. Chicken Parm. Shout out. I love the names in here. Some of them go by their real names and then, like Prince Humperdinck, He always loves when I say it. But yeah, you just go to 98.5 The Sport, YouTube.com, and then search 98.5 The Sports. Yesterday, I don't want it to blind everybody from the Diggs signing, but something went down yesterday at about, before the Diggs signing, and it was the Giants. And they signed Russell Wilson. And to me, I'm like, Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. That's going to be really hard if you're covering New York football. Like, imagine the dream child of Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, right? Like, imagine if Jameis Winston had Russell Wilson's accuracy. And imagine if Russell Wilson had Jameis Winston's arm strength. Like, it makes no sense to me. And then throw Tommy DeVito in the mix. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. And then Adam Schefter comes out and says, don't be surprised if they still draft Shedeur Sanders. Like, what? So I look at betting odds a lot, and I got some more for you at the end of the hour here, but now Travis Hunter is projected to go to the Giants. So I don't know if that means Cam Ward goes 1 to the Titans or Shedeur Sanders goes 2 to Cleveland now. I don't know what that means. But like Schefter says today, there's no way that Abdul Carter goes to 4 to the Patriots. So what is it? Like does Schefter know everything? Who's the guy in college basketball, Skaz, who always has the Sharpie? You know the Sharpie guy? Seth, what's his name? There's a guy who always, during the Final Four, before the bracket happened, he put his Final Four in an envelope, and they sealed it and kept it. And he is like the guru of college basketball. And I don't know, does everybody just tell Schefter everything? And now I'm starting to wonder, like, where are the Patriots actually going to end up here with the draft? Like,
you're talking about Seth Davis.
Seth Davis, that guy. He's always a big talker, and he knows everything about the mid-majors. You know what? By the way, have we looked at our bracket at all? I forgot about it. Oh, Trent gave up too, right? So we had this big idea to do a bracket for a show. Like, hey, everybody, get in on the bracket, man. And then we gave up. We all gave up. Maybe we should take a peek at that today. Maybe tomorrow night we could do that as a nice little bit. We could look at who's in first place. Because yes, I'm not. I definitely am not. I had the St. John's going, but I did get Patino Calipari this week, Skaz. That made my weekend. Watching just 2 of the great Boston sports coaches of all time that everybody hates. You know what I'm noticing, Skaz? People around here hate everything. When did that happen? Has that always been a thing, Skaz? Trying to get an answer out of you back there. But does everybody hate everything? Like the Diggs signing, I would say that the majority of the people are positive about the move, but the majority of the callers hate it.
You're surprised by that, Joe.
Well, I mean, I've been doing this 20 years. I think, because here's the deal. When the Celtics weren't good, right?
People were upset they drafted Drake May. People were upset they took a quarterback.
Just real quick, Jaylen Brown got booed on draft night.
Yeah, how'd that one work out? Finals MVP.
Like, it's always been like this, right? I've been doing this almost 20 years, and I'm still surprised Like they acquire someone they actually know who they saw in the division, right? Like it just nope, he's washed.
It's not your money.
Why? Like, don't get me wrong. Do I think that Stefon Diggs, who had how many 100-year catch seasons last year, maybe took a step back and Buffalo didn't want him and the Texans didn't want him? And is there something to that? Yes. But I don't know. When someone says, hey, let's give you $26 million, I think that could get you excited and feel wanted. Like, guys, you should want Stefon Diggs. You should want him. I want you to want me. Like, you should want him. You wanted DK Metcalf. He didn't want you. Chris Godwin was like, man, I don't want to go to New England, man. What do you guys got for me, man? How about 22? Like, how about we just call it 22 million? That's the reality, guys. So no more, no, I like this guy, but like if we hear Amari Cooper signs today, I don't want you to hear, no, he's washed. No, Amari Cooper has been very good in the league. Has he taken a step back? Yes. Is he older? Yes. But he's been very good. Like, I'm just, Keenan Allen, you name him, right? Tyler Lockett. If they happen to bring in another wide receiver, are you going to be like, he's washed? That's all they could get. Like, the Patriots need to become desirable. It's like, let me give you a comparison. No, everybody's like, man, you got to try that pizza spot, man. It's the best pizza in town. So what happens? You go to show up to the pizza spot. Well, it's too crowded. The line's too long. They burnt it. You didn't get a nice experience, so you're not happy. Well, the thing is that that's the mentality of all these free agents where they're like, New England? Nah, man. Don't want to wait in that line. Don't want to deal with all that. There's a lot going on over there, man. That's how they feel about New England. Now, you need another guy in the league that's prominent, who's played on other teams, who knows what he's talking about, to play and show out and get paid. Desirable. This is what the Patriots needed. Some people don't like it. I'm still shocked, Skaz, though, that people still feel this way. Makes me feel like the Fellowship of the Miserable is still alive, But last night, we got the best call last night. This guy goes, Smooth so dumb. And I go, really? He goes, this is embarrassing. And I go, okay. And he goes, guy can't even get it to 100 catches. Like he just, everything he said was wrong. So I just let him go. And I realized the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Remember, we've had people call in about arguing stuff and didn't even know guys were still on the team.
I think every fan base, all you hope is that your team tries, is that they spend money and try and put a competent product out on the field, get to the playoffs, and give your team a chance. The Patriots spent money, acquired talent. They're trying. The last couple seasons have been, a disaster might be strong, but a borderline disaster the way things have gone the last few years here. And now the Patriots are having to, because of the position they're in, overspend for talent. I have zero issue with them overspending for talent, especially at premium positions.
I don't feel like it's an overspend. This doesn't feel like an overspend to me.
Even if someone wants to argue that it is, I don't care.
Yeah.
You need the player.
I think
you
I'm
need
in
the
the same
talent.
ballpark.
The Patriots they're not in a position to be picky. They stink.
Yes, this is what I mean by you can't say Amari Cooper. Oh, Amari Cooper's what? Like, if Amari Cooper comes in, you now have a Z and an X. Like, you got a Z receiver. Oh, my God, I hope I'm not talking out of school here, but you actually have two guys that can play multiple positions at the same time on the football field. Like, we always talk about getting this X receiver. Diggs is a Z, bro. Like, can do anything you want. And, even off in the ACL, yes. Yes. You know who he kind of always reminded me of? Stefon Diggs. Because I don't know if you remember, we did a segment one time about fourth-round picks because I tried to compare it to Javon Baker. Woof. But I tried to talk about guys who got drafted in the fourth round. And I know intern Trent has something on guys who go 4th overall or top 5 in wide receiver. But guys who get drafted in the 4th round are all lottery tickets. Like Amon St. Brown, right? He was a 4th round pick. Stefon Diggs, a 4th round pick. But there's only been a handful. The 4th round picks are lottery tickets. Stefon Diggs has cashed in. Stefon Diggs is a phenomenal football player. He's a great route runner. He can play X, Z, you name it. I think he's going to be great in this offense. I really, really do. And have been very negative about the Patriots. I'm a former season ticket holder that's upset. and now I feel like that for years, Bill Belichick was the shield to ownership. So I feel like now they actually have people in there that will close deals. I think other guys were worried to close deals. I think this is a really good deal. And I think it's going to help them with the next acquisition. It's funny, we had Bobby Manning on last night. He was kind enough to move back because we had him for 7:20, then the news broke. And we were talking about how the Celtics, going back to the old days, what I mean old days is when the Celtics had Brad Stevens and they would try to win games and, man, they lost at the buzzer, but Brad coached them up, or Avery Bradley hit a shot to beat the Warriors to break their streak or something like that. Those were the fun days, guys. Those were the days where, like, you got excited about a team that you knew wasn't good enough, and then finally the Celtics would get Al Horford as a free agent, right? Then they'd land Gordon Hayward. They'd trade for Kyrie Irving. They'd get Kemba Walker. Like, they started just slowly becoming a destination, all while drafting high, getting Tatum and Brown. This is where the Patriots are now. They can't get the big... How many times did they swing and miss on Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler, and others? They swung and missed all the time. The Patriots need to become desirable. This pick, whatever it is, has to be a part of that. I just don't think they are at the moment. Anything else to add to that? I just went on a giant rant right there.
Yeah, I think you're right on, Joe. Stefon Diggs, I almost think he's been underrated in what he actually is in terms of people talking about the signing. This is a guy who top 5 receiver in the league the last, 7 years, something like that. This is a guy with 70 career touchdowns. Julian Edelman retired with like 40 career touchdowns. Stefon Diggs has 30 more touchdowns than that. That's the type of player you're talking about here. He is an elite player. And yes, he's coming off, an injury that you should be worried about, but there is data out there that, guys around this age can bounce back from that injury, Edelman included, and have, career years afterwards. Do I think Stefon Diggs is going to come back and have a career year? Most likely not, but he's certainly a hell of a lot better than anything the Patriots have. He is an elite talent, and that is something that they desperately need.
Thank you. Does it smell like steak and cheese subs in here?
I'm not in there, Joe, but back here it does not.
So we have to go to break, and I apologize for everybody waiting on hold. But we've been celebrating National Cheesesteak Day and National Cocktail Day with Surfside. And how many times have we had steak and cheese subs trend? Twice, right? And I don't know why, but I feel like I still smell. So I've just been told by Hooch, who's just hit me up, that I guess the guys today, Tim McCone lost a bet, and they had to buy steak and cheese subs for everybody. So that's why I smell steak and cheese subs still. And how do I still get that scent? It's been like a week. It was steak and cheese day one day. It was on Monday. I can't get away from the steak and cheeses right now. I blame Zoe. Should we go to break or should we take calls? What do you think we should do? You tell me, Skaz. You're back. You got anything else to add?
Take some calls, Joe.
All right. Skaz is back, everybody. Ben is in the car. Hey, Ben.
Hey, how's it going, Joe?
How you doing?
So I saw a report today on Facebook, actually, that the Cleveland Browns offered a 4th-round pick and a starter for Brandon Ayuk. It seems like his asking price has gone down dramatically since last year.
Yeah.
I know he's also coming off an injury, just like similar to Diggs.
Ben, I'm glad you brought this up. You know why? Because last week, okay, there was a report last week that the 49ers have until April 1st to pick up his option for this year. Let's just hypothetically say the number's $25 million, right? Any team that wants Brandon Ayuk right now, they have to pick up that option and probably swap a draft pick later, mid-rounds. But you have to take on his contract. So he's there. The problem is he's off an ACL, and he's probably not ready until mid-season. He also had a very bad ACL surgery and might not even play next year. So that's a chance that you could take. It's only money. He's gone. Skaz?
It's only money.
So I'll tell you this, as a player, I don't love Brandon Ayuk. Like, I don't get excited for the player, but do I think that he could be a starting wide receiver on the New England Patriots on the outside, fully healthy? Yes. But this is just my preference is I don't love him. I don't think he's like, I don't want to say number one or any of that.
If they, before the Diggs signing, if they were picking between the two, Diggs or Ayuk, who would you have gone with?
I said this last night, and it's honestly Stefon Diggs.
I'm with you. I think Diggs is a better player at this point in his career, more explosive player, more left in the tank. I have not loved Ayuk's. I didn't think he was great last year. That 49ers team, too, is kind of just falling apart.
And dude, they have Ricky Pearsall and Jennings. Like, Ayuk he's not going to play. He had a really bad. Barth was telling us this when we were talking to him in the back, which I have a really funny scenario I want to talk about later regarding that. But he had a really bad knee injury. He might miss the entire year, but the 49ers are open to trading him because they have to pick up the money and they have to sign their quarterback to an extension.
Yeah, and if you're someone that does like Ayuk and you say, well, Stefon Diggs is 31. Ayuk is only 27. So if you want to say he's got more good years left in the tank, that's certainly possible. But that injury and what you saw in San Francisco, and maybe, that room was too loaded. There's a number of different ways to look at it. But personally, for me, I would lean Diggs if you were choosing between the two.
And you said the age again was on that?
Brandon Ayuk is 27 years old, and Stefon Diggs is 31. Brandon Ayuk will be 28. He just turned 27. I'm sorry, March 17th.
Interesting. All right, well, we'll continue to take your calls here. I see guys lined up on the phone lines. I'm sorry to leave you on hold. My buddy Jay Buck in the chat goes, Joe keeps talking about, like, Stefon Diggs is from 4 or 5 years ago. How about this? Stefon Diggs played 8 games last year, right, Skaz? Just during the break, why don't we look up the Patriots? I want to know how some guys did in 17 games versus Stefon Diggs at 8. Can you help us out with that, Trent? Please. I just for record, I need to do the 8-game sample in a half season versus the Patriots wide receivers in a full season because I have to. I got to do it just to flush it out. We'll have more coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. This is Boston's home for sports.
He scores! What a blast by Boston! Waiting, Holiday three. Good night.
WBZFM and HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, we got a doubleheader tonight. Bruins right here on 98.5, the Sports Hub. They take on Anaheim. Pregame 9:30, puck drop 10 p.m. While the Celtics, well, they'll take on the Phoenix Suns tonight. Jason Tatum's been upgraded to questionable. I don't know why he wants to play, but you know what? It's hard to tell him not to. That game can be heard on 105.7 WROR, and that game is got the pregame at 9:30. And Alex Cora has made his decisions. Rafael Devers will be the everyday DH. Alex Bregman will be the third baseman. Headlines are brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Joe Murray. The next update in 30 minutes.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 985sportshub.com.
We've moved up to 7 o'clock now. Baseball season starts tomorrow. Well, everybody, I wanted to compare Stefon Diggs. Where's my man Jay Buck in our chat, who I like, and I've met his family. Great people. Thank you for all your support. Jay Buck, I wanted to compare Stefon Diggs' 7 games last year versus the Patriots wide receivers all of last year. So I'm just going to pull up Stefon Diggs real quick here so I can give you the accuracy here. So let's do an exercise. Because Stefon Diggs last year for the Houston Texans played 8 games. Okay? Maybe you can help us out with this one, Trent, too, with some signage and a video later. But let's do Diggs. 8 games, 47 receptions, 496 yards, okay? So should we do anything? Should we do touchdowns, too? Let's just do touchdowns, too. Why don't we throw that? Why don't we throw touchdowns in there? Okay. So let's pull up the Patriots wide receivers. So the Patriots leading receiver last year, wide receiver, because Hunter Henry led the team in receptions, was Demario Douglas with 66. So in all 17 games last year for Demario Douglas, he had 66 catches for 621 yards. That would be better than Stefon Diggs' 47 catches, 496 yards. And they both had the same amount of touchdowns. How about that? Okay, fair enough. In 8 games versus 17 games. I just wanted to do the exercise. The next Patriots wide receiver had 43 catches, where Diggs had 47 in 8 games. Kayshon Boutte, 589 yards. That was better than Stefon Diggs, 496 yards in only 8 games. Kayshon Boutte had 3 touchdowns along with Stefon Diggs, 3 touchdowns. So the next wide receiver for the Patriots was Kendrick Bourne with 28 receptions. That would be behind Stefon Diggs' 47 receptions. He also had 305 yards, which would be behind Stefon Diggs' 8 games at 496. And how about touchdowns? Looking at Kendrick Bourne, 1. So therefore, just doing the math, in 8 games alone last year, Joe Math, Stefon Diggs would be second in receptions, third in receiving yards, and tied for first with touchdowns in 8 games played versus the 17 the Patriots played. That's just facts, right, Skaz? Facts?
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it, sucker? Facts, right?
Straight facts, homie.
Those guys played 17 games. Stefon Diggs played 8. Huh. So again, to me, that sounds like very good production versus the Patriots' full season production. I had to do the exercise because I need to show you guys the Patriots have little to nothing when it comes to talent in that room. They don't have a premier player. They do not. Now, if you really want to get to the nitty-gritty of it, did Hunter Henry have 66 catches in 16 games? And Stefon Diggs have 47 and 8? Sure. Did Hunter Henry have 674 yards in 16 games versus his 496 and 8? Sure. Did you know that Stefon Diggs had more touchdowns than Hunter Henry? So if you got to put the tight ends in here, realistically, Stefon Diggs would be a top 2 wide receiver on the team and a top 3 offensive option on the team. That would sound like an impact to me, right, Scott? I'm just trying to put it together here, you know? I feel like he's going to make an impact. If healthy, of course.
What's the downside here, Joe? Risk reward. What's the risk with Stefon Diggs? That he doesn't work out?
You blew $26 million on a guy who couldn't be healthy. That's the risk.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that.
I mean,
maybe people don't like that, but they're not in a position to hold on to that $26 million.
I mean, you just blew that on a first-round pick who didn't work out.
There you go. How much did they pay Mac Jones?
Right? For real, like they just did that. They wasted 5 years on a rebuild. Like, what'd they pay Mayo?
There you go. Couple million there.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, how much did Chooks make, huh?
Chooks?
How much did he make?
Oh, Chucks. All right. I've been a jerk. I just wanted to throw the 8-game sample versus the 17-game sample. That's all. Let's see. Let's talk to Andre. He's in New York. Hello, Andre.
Hello, Joe. Hey, everybody. Want to give a shout out. I love the show. I love the enthusiasm. I am psyched. We got Diggs. I could talk football with you guys all night. There's a lot of reasons I'm excited. We got Diggs to help our younger receiving core. I watched a commentary not too long ago with Julian, and they said he loves the signing too. He loves the fact that Diggs is a leader in the locker room, and I think people got to cut him some slack. I think he's going to be mature, and if he's healthy, he's going to be good. My question, now that I got that all out of the way, is imagine if this is just a hypothetical and my wishful thinking, but say Cam Ward goes first, then we get Abdul Carter goes to the Browns. Now, say the Giants, say maybe they're okay with trading with the Raiders, and they decide because maybe Tom Brady wants Sanders. He likes Sanders that much, he's willing to trade for it. Give him an extra second round or something, future second round, whatever. Either way, that might lead us with Travis Hunter, who I would really love to see as a Patriot. I don't really see it happening, but at the same time, I thought I'd just throw out some hope out there. Love the show, love the enthusiasm.
Thanks,
Let's
Andre.
go Pats.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. I am fascinated. We just moved the show to 7:00. Red Sox season starts tomorrow. I'm going to WrestleMania in a couple of weeks. The draft is the week after on the 24th. Barth's in the bed. But I got to shout out Barth for a minute. I got to talk about this.
Talk about a slide in earlier.
Yes. I'll bookmark that for 1 second. Barth is here right now talking to Stenberg in the other studio. It's 8:11 p.m. He has been – that's a bunker. That's a war room in there. The digital office that we have for our staff, like Ty Anderson and Matt Doloff and Barth, like that's a war room in there. They call ours the Jock Lounge. I mean, I don't know if they might have to clear out the other desks for Barth to get his board going because this dude's still looking up draft stuff. I dare somebody else in town to do this. But let's talk about the slide-in. So, you guys have all seen Family Guy. Hey, did you see One Bite was on Family Guy this week?
I did see that on Twitter.
So, it was kind of funny because they were starting their own pizza business. And then Portnoy did the review. And then after he did the review, the guy who plays the cop, he's always like, hey, do you guys have a business? And he goes, no. Hey, here's your ticket. You're shut down. And he got shut down immediately because of Barstool, of course. But anyways, that was, well, when we were talking draft, I was talking to intern Trent in the Jock Lounge about the draft. I think you might have been there, Skaz, and we're like, what do you think they're gonna do at 3, man? And all of a sudden, Barth slides in with his chair, literally from one room through a hallway into our room, and goes, "This is what I think is gonna happen at 4."
It's like the Godfather walking into the room.
But it was just all I could think of was Family Guy when he goes, "Reminds me of that time when Alex Barth was there with draft information." All right, I've been talking too much. Let's get back to the phones here. Let's talk to you got Sam and Pawtucket. You're back.
Hey, Joe, I'm just going to say that what the Patriots did was such a smart move and makes the team way better, and it could make them a playoff team. And I also think that if they make a great move, but you think that Stefon Diggs is going to save the team? No, they still got to work on their offensive line and their defensive line. But the offensive line this year was not that good, but the defense was okay. But you have to just think about, we have to make...
How old are you? No! Did he get scared? I wanted to talk to him. He knows his stuff, right?
Locked in.
He knows his... No, I wanted to shout him out. No, I get it. It can be intimidating to call into a show. Listen, what's the average... Being real, guys, of all the hosts, take me out of it. Of all the shows from 6 to 6, what's the average age?
Of a caller?
Just, no, of the host.
Of the host?
Hosts, I guess. Well, should we say, can we say 50?
I would say
mornings.
I would say high 40. Yeah, high 40s to 50s.
Okay, 40s and 50s, you would say, right? Because the demographic of our show is definitely 18 to 49. Like, it's clear. Very clear, 18 to 49. So I just want that kid to know that, like, I wanted to shout you out, bro. Sam and Pawtucket, maybe you could be the next draft guru, man. He knows his stuff. I wanted to shout him out. I know a guy who's a guru. His name's Justin and Lynn. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Joe. I agree with you with Skaz about Stefon Diggs. I think that, Stefon Diggs will help the team, and I want talent on this team. And I think, we need some more talent. And I don't really care about the money. I agree with you and Skaz. And I love you guys' take, and I respect their opinion. And I just want your thoughts.
All right, Justin, you're the man, buddy. My opinion is, Justin, that whatever the Patriots do at 4, people are going to be unhappy with it. That's my opinion. But as a someone who wants to cover the team, which I do, Travis Hunter is my pick. That's the guy I would like to see. Travis Hunter on the Patriots, because I think they could get the most out of his ability. I think that he could slowly be put into Josh McDaniels' offense. And at times, if they need an extra defensive back on the field, or maybe they need a big play outside of Marcus Jones on special teams, I think they're going to get the most out of that guy. The other thing is, most people compare Travis Hunter's game to who? Stefon Diggs. And although he is, like, realistically, guys, the tallest guy I think on their team is Polk. I'll say this. As of today, Skaz, like, in your heart, forget about your brain, do you think Polk sucks? In your heart?
No.
Me either.
Wanted to say yes, though, but I don't think so.
There are some guys that I could shut the door on. You know who I never shut the door on? Aaron Dobson. I never shut the door. You know why? Because he was big and athletic. It's just him and Brady, man. It just didn't work. It didn't work. But he had the size. N'Keal Harry was an athlete. He just couldn't run routes. If you can't run routes and you can't get on the same page as Brady, not to mention, do you remember the game they lost to the Broncos with Cam Newton on a 4th down? Cam Newton just wide open is N'Keal Harry, but he's in the wrong spot. No wonder why he's wide open. And Cam Newton overthrew him, and they lost. I still can't believe that game. I think I have PTSD from Patriots losses.
That Raiders one still hurts.
We were just talking about that one. How after that game, we got every single call from whether it was TV, radio. We got the Spanish call of it. I think I got what happened, like the royal family's call on it. Everything, wherever anyone that reacted to that, I had to find. All right, well, we're up against it. 617-7790. There's a lot of people here tonight. Notice that? A lot of people. And it still smells like steak and cheese. Coming up on the other side here, according to our rundown that we made, do you want to do some of that Jason Tatum stuff? I think it was pretty good. Hey, Tatum, is he playing tonight, and why? We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
injury up there in Sacramento, man. Hopefully everything's good. How's everything feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. It's a few benefits to being 27. You recover a little bit faster.
Let them know.
I'll be all right.
Man, what it was like.
Ooh, I can remember the day.
I sprained my calf jumping rope the other day. That's what I did.
Call in after the Stefon Diggs versus Patriots wide receiver angle. Skaz, you missed it last night. You missed Jason Tatum's ankle and Stefon Diggs. That's what you missed. Hey, what'd I miss? You missed that.
Yeah, tough one. Tough one. But, it happens.
So when Jason Tatum went down, dude, I gasped. I thought it was Achilles immediately. Then I go, okay, it's his ankle. Then I'm like, is that the same ankle? And then I started thinking. And when it happened, he went to the bench. They called the timeout. Then he did the free throws, and then he walked out. And I'm like, bubble wrap, baby. Bubble wrap it. Bubble wrap it. And now he's out there tonight playing one-on-one in practice. And he's upgraded to questionable after being ruled out yesterday. We had Bobby Manning on last night who told us that he's going to be really hard. We know this, guys, but Bobby, who's on sources on the ground, said it's going to be really hard to tell Tatum that he can't play. So this is an actual, real basketball conversation. Can Joe Mazzulla talk to Jason Tatum and say, listen, tonight you should sit? He doesn't want to sit tonight because Kevin Durant plays for Phoenix and wants to show the Phoenix fans because they never get to see him. And I get all that. By the way, like, kudos to Tatum. Like, I maybe we don't talk about it enough, but he has the Tom Brady mentality of never wanting to sit down. And I don't think it's because he's worried about somebody else beating him out like Brady did. Brady had that, like, no one's going to beat me. No, I think Tatum just is such a competitor. He does nothing in life besides play basketball and be a dad. Literally, right? Besides doing a few commercials here and there, besides being a father, and besides playing basketball, he does nothing in life. So he is dedicated everything to the game of basketball. I don't know if we talk about that enough, so I'm giving him credit for it. But with 10 games to go, I know you're going for 60 wins. I know you still have a shot at the top seed. And I know that the team is playing arguably its best basketball all year long. And he is playing his best basketball all year long. It's hard to tell him not to sit down. And there's too much on the line. There's too much to risk here, Skaz. I wish someone it was Mazzulla. I just don't think he's going to listen to him.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. And on, Tatum playing every night, I do think it's a unique thing, especially in that league where there is so much load management, especially with the upper echelon of players. Stars constantly sit out in that league, at home, on the road. It doesn't matter. Guys are managed to the nth degree in that league more than any other. And Tatum is kind of, the opposite of that. He's always out there, and maybe to a fault. And tonight's one of those nights where, as a Celtics fan, you're hoping that he almost doesn't play because of this. But I have to think that Mazzulla knows. He knows what's on the line. He knows they have zero shot of winning anything without Tatum. They are not going to take that risk. If Jason Tatum is out there tonight, he is good to go. He is fine. He was running yesterday. He was at shoot-around this morning. Do I think Tatum can be hard? I mean, we know he's hard-headed about playing. Everyone's reported it. Everyone around the Celtics. They have said it. Joe has said it. Brad has said it, that they have to fight with him about it. Tatum has said it. He said he likes to be out there. And, on the Phoenix thing, the Durant is definitely a factor. He also thought he was going to be drafted by Phoenix. He was almost sure of it. He did not think the Celtics were going to take him until, right before the draft. So, I think all of that goes into it, but I'm of the belief that they would not take that risk. If there was any real risk around Tatum and that ankle, he would not be out there tonight. Upgraded to questionable was certainly a surprise earlier today, but that's who Jason Tatum is. And, I'm happy he's that guy. I want that guy to be, the Celtic superstar. I want that guy, to be on the team I root for, the guy that's out there every night, the guy that cares. There's so many professional athletes nowadays, not even professional athletes, just, people in general who caring is, lame or you get, caring is almost this negative now for people that care so much about things. Tatum cares. He wants to be out there. He wants to be out there for, the kid on Christmas that got tickets. Every cliche thing you want to say, Tatum means it. He has the resume. He has the proof that he wants to be out there on a nightly basis. So the only way he's not going to be out there is if Brad and Joe think there's any real risk there. And I guess we'll find out tonight.
We will. Speaking of Joe Mazzulla, I would like Joe Mazzulla to talk to him and just say, hey, man, to your points, guys, if he's out there tonight, he's fine. So I'll stop it if that's the case. There's too much on the line here. Oh, and we might not have time to get into it tonight, but that sale of the Celtics doesn't...
Yeah, our guy Oznanian and Dan Premack were back at it today with some more reporting on it. But, it's going to take some maneuvering, I think was the word they used multiple times.
Just wanted to mention that when this thing came out, the first thing I saw was Pag's statement. And Pag said, if the deal doesn't go through, we are here. And I have said before that I feel I know nothing. I know nothing. I just know a little bit about some business practices. This thing isn't sticky. It's not.
It's smelly.
It's very smelly. And I'll tell you this much, guys. When I mentioned this to you, maybe we've agreed on this. Don't be surprised if Pags has to come save the day. Like, imagine if Pags has got to use his money to close this deal out for somebody else. You watch. I know nothing.
He's going to do the Barth slide in at the last second.
I know nothing. I just know that it's not sticky. It's smelly. Very, very smelly. Speaking of Mazzulla, can we hear the Mazzulla story? And I kind of love... So, another shout-out to Tatum real quick. He is my favorite athlete in sports right now. All of sports. He doesn't say anything. Like, he's the best. To me, I think he's the best all-around player in the league. Now, people are going to say Joe Greensinger bias. I loved him at Duke. You could ask... Here we go. You could ask B-Rob, dude. B-Rob goes, years ago, Joe, who should they draft? I said, it's Jason Tatum. I have been on the Jason Tatum trip for years. I go to card shows. What cards do I have? Jason Tatum. When I talk about the Celtics and I say that they finally got over the hump, the guy that I say finally is because, not Tatum, it's because of Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown finally played to his potential. He finally played to the level of Jason Tatum. I'm a huge Jason Tatum guy. Big time. Love everything about the guy. He does the deli stuff with the guys, Tommy Garino and Prosciutto Papi there. You ever see those guys at the deli? And I go, I said to them one day, I go, hey, how about a radio guy? Because I think it would be funny if they were at the deli and I came in and ordered like a sub but didn't put like lettuce.
I'm in on any Joe Murray deli content.
Please, I'm in. If you would like to invite me, guys, I'm in. But Tatum's done that, right? Tatum did the what else has he done recently? Didn't he just? He did the deli. He did was it a Dunks commercial?
I think he's got a Dunks one. He's got the flaming the Ruffles or whatever it is.
I just think he gets it. He gets it. So now he's doing the Kelsey podcast, and he shared a story about Joe Mazzulla. Let's hear that one.
What's it like playing for Joe?
Joe is crazy. He seems like quite the character. We actually talked about you. We played Portland the other day. I got a tech. The game was basically over. I ended up getting a tech with like 30 seconds left.
I'm always here for a good fourth quarter tech.
Joe, he comes up to me after the game. If you get like 16 or 17 techs, you get suspended for a game. So
Damn.
Joe, he's like, yo, can you just get 4 more so you can get suspended? I'm like, Joe, I think I'm done. He like, I would much rather you just come punch me. I want to fight. I would much. He's like, when Travis Kelce ran into Andy Reid, do that to me.
No. I love it. Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. Shout out to Coach Reid for being the man.
You know why? I think he wants Tatum to get those 4 more technicals. Literally, exactly what Tatum said. Missoula wants him suspended for a game.
Yeah.
That's the only way they're going to get this guy to sit down. That's it.
I was setting you up for that.
Yeah, get suspended. Please get suspended, Jason Tatum.
I was walking you into that, Skaz. I don't know if you were catching on to that. I'm glad you took the string. You took the cheese on it.
Please get suspended, Jason Tatum.
Please sit down, dude. Stop playing.
And that's their only way they can do it is if the league is like, you have to sit.
But do you know what he brought up was the Travis Kelce, Andy Reid thing, right? That got some play.
Yeah, that would have been a much bigger story if they had lost that game.
But I do think it's funny that Tatum, it somehow got to Tatum in Missoula, right? Something Travis Kelce does on the football field. Now, again, this is why we do this radio show. The stuff that happens in other towns, I at least try to relate to things here, right? Like when Daryl Stingley gets his contract, I go, "Oof! I don't think the Patriots are going to give him $40 million." It's just I can't not do that. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that they think like that, or Missoula thinks like that. You know? People are asking, what's the Kelce Reid thing? Do you remember when, was it Travis Kelce wasn't getting the ball or something? Or what was it?
It was like a changed play call or something, or they didn't go for it.
And he started screaming at him on the sideline.
He pushed him.
Yeah, he nudged him.
He gave him a pretty good push.
That's a push.
Shove?
Shove or a push? Or a shoe?
Not into semantics, Joe.
You missed this one, too. I'm sorry for the people waiting on hold. Sorry. But you missed this one. But did you see the Swayman stuff?
Yes. Him and Nikita Zadorov, best of friends, from what I gather.
So, if you missed it, I know you were out of commission. But so there was a goalie fight. I don't know if you saw this. If I'm telling you,
I'm aware of what happened.
So he went to square off, but the refs stopped it.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to tell you, Skaz, I love you. I love Trent. But if you guys are holding me back, I'm sorry. I'm going to shoo you away.
Joe, me and Trent could maybe hold you back for a millisecond.
No, I would do the old football. I'd split the both of you guys, like the double team.
I don't think it would take much.
And I would go after him. So again, you will not sell me that Jeremy Swayman got held back by an old ass ref. Sorry. Nope.
I will co-sign that, Joe.
Okay, so sorry.
That was a classic. So, hold me back.
So when we were talking about shove or push, I was using the word shoe. Like shoe. You know, like, nope, I'm going up. Sorry. A shoe is like a motion of getting away from me, but I'm not going to hurt you. You know? So anyways, that Reed thing, yeah, maybe it was a little more than a shoe.
Joe, who do you think was closer to fighting? Jeremy Swayman and, what was it, the Ducks? The Ducks goalie, or LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith?
Oh!
Who is closer to coming to blows?
Oh, God, that's a good one.
He's kind of taking it back today. I don't know if you've seen, seen the comments.
So if LeBron stepped to Stephen A., would Stephen A. swing?
According to Stephen A., Joe, yes, he would have. Which, I'm believing as much as I believe that Jeremy Swayman really wanted to fight the other night.
That would make it more of Stephen A. more than Swayman.
Stephen A. said, if that man would have put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him. Which I credit Stephen A. for not laughing while he said that, because it's a ludicrous thing to say. But
I'm a big guy, but if LeBron James is talking to me, yelling at me, I'm not going to run my mouth to LeBron James. He's 6'8". He's a monster. He would probably knock me out.
He'd knock me out looking at me.
But do you know what I'm saying? Like I could sit here and tell you I'm a tough guy all day long. If LeBron James knocks me, I'm going to get knocked out. I will tell you though, and I mentioned this to Big Jim. We did chirp Peter McNeely one night. I don't know if you remember him. He fought Mike Tyson for the heavyweight championship. Well, this is actually the first fight when Tyson got out of jail, so he wasn't the champ. But he needed an opponent, and they found Peter McNeely from South Boston.
Medfield, Mass, it says.
In my head, he was from Southie. I don't know why.
The Hurricane from Medfield is what his Wikipedia says.
And did you see what happened in that fight? Well, just keep reading. Just read the part about Mike Tyson, please. Because, we looked it up. He got $480,000 to fight Tyson.
He was knocked down twice in the first 2 minutes. He was disqualified.
Okay.
After his manager stepped into the ring to stop the fight. Yes.
He got punched in the face twice by Tyson. His manager goes, nope. And he got $480,000. That's not enough for me.
Certainly not, no. I would need about, 4 or 5 times that maybe to take one of those punches.
Fought is a stretch, says Spinny. I agree with you, bro. Could Joe take on William Howard Taft is what someone just mentioned. He was the guy who couldn't fit in the tub, right? Or died in the tub? I can't remember. Chris says he's from Medfield. Oh, great. The Hurricane. So you've missed a lot. I think I just nailed it all in like 20 minutes right there.
That was a good summary, Joe. I appreciate it.
Oh, man. Who we want to talk to right now? Well, let's talk to David. He's in Malden. Hey, David.
Oh, what's up, Joe? Yo, I'm actually checking out right now. My bad, man.
No, where you at?
So yesterday,
where you at, bro? Where you at?
I'm in Malden. I'm checking out right now.
From what?
Like
though?
literally.
Are you at Dom's? Where are you?
No, dude. Stop and Shop, man. The best place ever.
Nice.
I just got some carbone sauce. I'm making my wifey some marinara. You know what I mean? I got the spiced ground beef and everything. But
what kind of sauce?
So listen,
did you get canned sauce or are you making your own?
I got the jarred. What kind of
jar?
marinara.
What's the name of the jar?
It's called carbone marinara.
Carbone. I know carbone. Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so just first of all, Joe, I'm telling you right now, this is the best show right now. It's top in the morning show facts, and I'm giving you big ups. Now, while we're coming into full fruition right now, when it dropped about Diggs, I was here yesterday, and I was like fist pumping, like pumped up, and then you went in, you doubled down and was like, we don't care about the money, we don't care about this, we don't care about that, and I'm like, yeah, Joe, yeah, let's go, and dude, it's completely what we need. So it's an amazing thing that we got this guy. I'm glad we got this cat. I love it. Let's Tatum. Put that boy to bed. Let him get him on that THC, whatever we need to do, and just rest that boy. We're gonna win it again. We already know what time it is, Joe.
All right, David.
I'm sorry if you hear the beeping. I'm literally at the checkout right now.
I always go plastic over paper, my man.
No, I brought my own bag. Man.
Oh, you brought your own.
Dude, come on, save the earth, man.
That's right.
We need this.
All right,
we
bro.
need this.
You're good for society. I didn't mean to hang up on you, David. I'm sorry. All right, we got to go to break. Hey, bothering our guys in the grocery line now. We'll hit the headline. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius and
All right, back here at 98 Found Sports. We got in or out after this segment. Don's in Georgia. He's got a thought. What's up, Don?
Yeah, hey, Joe. Hey, Skaz. Hey, listen, you got to take Campbell. You got to. And the reason being, he's 6'6", for crying out loud. He beats people up, 33 inches, whatever. We have a chance to get a left tackle. All we always say every single year, why can't we get a left tackle? Why does everyone else have a left tackle? Well, we got a chance for him to fall in our lap.
I will go do this, Don. I understand that they're going to need someone to block for them. Just look up 4th overall picks that were tackles. He does not fit the category.
I'm sure there's exceptions to every crazy stat, I suppose.
But I think the Patriots can't make exceptions with this pick.
I agree. But I know it's not sexy. Everyone wants sexy, but not go out and protect his butt.
You're right, Don. You're right. They got to protect him. I didn't mean to hang up on you. We got one more, and then we'll do in or out. Dan is in the car. Hey, Dan.
So speaking of Peter McNeely, so 20 years ago, I'm bartending in the South End at Cleary's, Dartmouth and Columbus.
Yep.
And one of our regulars, we're talking about the Tyson and all his fights when he came out of jail. And one of our regulars goes, "You want to hear something hilarious?" He takes out his cell phone, dials, and this is the voicemail. And I'm going to do the impression of it. He goes, "You've reached the hurricane." And then it goes beep, and that's Peter McNeely's voicemail.
Was it like a paid voicemail? Or because remember back in the
No,
day...
he literally blew into the phone. He goes, and it just goes beep. That's his voice. That was the guy's voicemail.
For some reason, I believe it. Skaz, the 90s, man, boxing. Like George Foreman just died. Like, think about George Foreman for a second. He fought Muhammad Ali, beat Joe Frazier twice, and lost to Tommy Morrison.
He was beating up guys when he was like 42.
Yeah, well, he retired for 10 years and came back and he was 300 pounds or something.
Still was, beating guys up.
He only came back because he wanted to fight Tyson, but it never happened. Tyson ended up going to jail and da-da-da-da-da.
I'm sure you did some good grill talk, but I loved that George Foreman grill.
Okay,
loved it.
I'm going to go to break on this one because this was a big Jim Murray question, and it was with me in mind. The air fryer or the George Foreman grill? We'll do in or out coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports. I mean, Kendra's here.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out? or out. Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is guaranteed.
I'm in the mix again. We're going to be doing a lot of full shows coming up. Well, the Bruins season, we do have the Bruins coming up at 9:30. And we also have a doubleheader where Kendra Middleton, Kenny Middleton on X.
Oh, we've been over this. You can't
Twitter.
call it. Yeah, you can't call it her stripper name.
She'll be working the Celtics game tonight.
I sure will.
And I asked her to sit in on In or Out because I value your opinion.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
And, we can talk about anything you want. So, Skaz, I have no clue what we have tonight, Kendra, and you don't either.
No.
It's the best part. So, Skaz, lead us off tonight, In or Out. And, of course, you listening in chat, you hear the In or Out. You can play along as well, which is always fun. So, what do we got tonight, Skaz?
All right, well, MLB opening day is tomorrow, even though it did already happen in Japan a couple weeks ago. The real opening day is tomorrow. So, with that, we are going to do new ballpark foods. 2025, every team now rolls out a new menu, select items. So we have been kind of hoarding these, I should say, over the last couple weeks. We have a bunch to get through. We'll do some tonight, maybe some tomorrow. We shall see. But let's start with the Phillies. New at Phillies games this year, a s'mores quesadilla. A Nutella, mini marshmallows, and graham cracker crumble in a crispy flour tortilla served with a chocolate dipping sauce. Are we in or out on the Phillies s'mores quesadilla?
Brother, I am so in on that. If you are watching on YouTube, someone is about to meme the face that I made. Wow. Wait, what? You said that was the Phillies?
Yes.
I'm going to Philly for work in June. I'm going to stay an extra day and buy a ticket to a Phillies game just to go get that. And if you think I'm kidding, you do not know me at all. I will take a day of PTO to eat that. Yes.
Well, maybe we'll get a live review on the Joe Murray Show.
Live. Like you call in. All right, Joe, I got it.
I'm looking up their home. I'm looking up their home games right now.
So real quick, I'm in. What are we dipping it in? Chocolate?
Chocolate.
Comes with a chocolate dipping sauce.
How did you miss that part?
No, I heard it. I just wanted to, think about it again.
Wow. My heart rate is kind of crazy right now.
So, why a flour tortilla, though? Why can't we... Does it have to have a tortilla?
It's a s'mores quesadilla.
Yeah, but
What the hell else are you going to put it on?
Use the cracker as the wrap.
No, hell no. That doesn't wrap. What kind of cracker wraps?
Hey, well, there you go. A little double entendre there.
Oh, jeez. Here we go. You guys...
Next.
Are you in or out?
I'm in. I'm a dipper, too. I'm going to dip.
Marshall Mathers is my answer.
There you go.
Here we go.
New at Astros games this year's the Daddy Mac Dog. It is a foot-long Angus beef frank with chopped brisket, macaroni and cheese, barbecue sauce, and a crispy dill pickle. Are we in or out?
That sounds like a lot of meat.
Okay, so we have a hot dog. What
Yes.
kind of roll are we talking here?
Looks like a pretty standard hot dog.
Not like a nice buttered one or like a...
I don't know if the roll is buttered.
So roll, hot dog.
Correct.
Brisket?
Chopped brisket.
Mac and cheese.
Correct.
With a dill pickle?
And barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I'm in.
No. I'm so out. That's too much crap. And okay, baseball is a summer sport. I do not need the meat sweats in the dead of summer. I am all set with
Kendra,
that.
I will tell you that is something I would eat with a fork. And I'd probably eat the brisket and the mac and cheese and maybe the pickle.
I would eat just the pickle.
But as far as like stuffing it in my face, I would do it. That's a lot at once.
That's so much meat, dude.
I'm in.
That does not surprise me.
We're going to have to find one of these Joe's out on. New at Pirates games this year, the Polish Cannonball.
Ooh.
It is egg noodles, kielbasa, cabbage,
Yes.
bacon,
Yes.
cheddar cheese, and herb cream dip. In or out?
Yes.
They're like deep fried. They look
Oh,
like
they're deep fried?
They're like little. Yeah, they almost look like I don't even know what you would describe them as, but yeah, they're just little circles.
You said sauerkraut?
It is egg noodles, kielbasa, cabbage, bacon, cheddar
cabbage.
cheese, and herb cream dip.
I wish it was sauerkraut.
So I'm out on cabbage, but real quick, if it's deep fried, I'll eat it.
Will you eat deep fried cabbage?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll eat anything deep fried.
Lettuce?
Anything?
I've never tried eating lettuce deep fried.
That extra crunch there, Joe.
I mean, wouldn't it fry? I mean, it's water-based, right? Like, isn't it just going to evaporate?
Yeah, hypothetically, I guess.
I don't like the smell of cabbage, though. Like
Cabbage
corned
doesn't
beef
have a
and cabbage.
smell.
Yes, it does. You ever been to a Boston bar on St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
Smells like boiled cabbage.
Are we okay?
Never.
No, I'm not wrong. I've been to Doyle's, the Cora Pub, you name it. It smells like cabbage.
I wish that it was sauerkraut, but I'm in.
I'm in. And if it's deep fried cabbage, in.
All right, we'll head to Kansas City for this next one. The Royals are offering blue velvet whoopie pies at home games this season. They're made with blue velvet cakes and vanilla fluff. Icing or center, whatever you want to call it there. Are we in or out on blue velvet whoopie pies?
I love whoopie pies.
You had a whoopie pie not too long ago.
I have a page that I've been developing.
What?
Yes.
Excuse me?
I have a page that I post videos to that people don't know about. Maybe you can
You have
find
a
it.
burner.
No, it's not a burner. It's just I don't promote it. And I cards and stuff outside of here.
You do whoopie pie reviews?
I post it on there.
Joe does pie reviews.
Joey Pies.
Joey Pies. But no, I love a whoopie pie. I like the chocolate with the vanilla. I also get the vanilla with the M&Ms inside. I do it all. So let me just think about this. The outside is what again? Blueberry?
Blue velvet cake.
Blue velvet. I love blue velvet cake.
What the? What is blue velvet?
Well,
Isn't red velvet just technically a combination of vanilla and chocolate, but it's just dyed red?
a blue velvet cake would be this. I mean, I don't know if you can see my screen. Let me give you some images. This isn't great for the people on the radio, but this is a blue velvet cake.
Yeah, but what's the flavor? Is it the same thing, just dyed blue?
I would assume it's just a dye of blue.
I'm out because it would give me the zoomies and probably dye my insides blue for 8 years. And that freaks me out.
Yeah, you're right about that. But it's not going to stop me. Now, I will tell you the next day, the blue happened.
Oh.
Joseph.
But she said it first. I thought this was the safe ground.
I meant like literally dye my intestines.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
She said it. I thought this was the safe zone.
This is a safe space. I just wasn't anticipating it, but I should be on my toes on this show. You're right.
We talk a lot of poop.
Yeah, I know. I listen to you guys. Like pretty religiously.
Thank you.
This is my dog walking show.
How is Jackson?
Jackson is great. I have something. Okay, I'll tell you an embarrassing story about Jackson off the air. I don't want to publicly shame him, but he did something really insane today. But he's great.
Ooh.
He did throw a left jab at the robot vacuum today.
A left jab?
Yeah.
Why left? Is he a righty or a lefty?
Usually he'll just body slam it, but he's learning that gets him in more trouble because it turns the vacuum off.
Oh.
So now he's just love tapping it.
He's a smart dog.
He's a shepherd.
He knows how to open doors and stuff,
He knows how to open the robot trash can, which I think is payback for the robot vacuum.
Does he go to the bathroom with you?
No.
Okay.
He's scared of the bathtub.
Okay.
Loves the lake. Will swim in frozen ocean.
Does he?
No bathtub.
Does he know if he's going to the groomer or not?
Yeah, but his groomer loves him, so he's just a giant chicken. It's a she.
She.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they do that?
Why do they what?
Why say he?
I don't know.
Next.
We will head to Texas for this next one, where the Red Sox start tomorrow, I believe, 4 o'clock. The Rangers are offering a 24-inch burrito.
Whoa.
It is called the Boomstick Burrito. It is made with a 26-inch tortilla filled with rice, beans, seasoned taco meat, nacho cheese, pico de gallo, lettuce, and sour cream. Are we in or out on the Boomstick Burrito?
I feel as though if I was with a...
This is what it looks like if you. And I know you can't see it here. If you can just Google boomstick burrito. So I get it. It's a 26-incher with loaded cheese on it and burrito stuff.
Over 2 feet of cheese.
Do you know what I'm kind of out on?
Nacho cheese.
I love nacho. You don't like nacho cheese?
Oh, no. It's just weird that it's orange.
Did you ever go to a ball game or whatever and get nachos and cheese?
No. I'm
What
more
about
of a...
Taco Bell nacho cheese?
No, I'm more of a popcorn person.
I love popcorn.
At, like, the game. I had my first Fenway Frank last year.
Did you put cheese on that?
No.
Did you put popcorn on it?
Just ketchup.
I'm a ketchup person, too.
I'll put whatever on it. Sometimes I like to mix it up. Sometimes I like relish. Sometimes I like mustard. It's a vibe thing.
I don't like things made this big. For example.
Didn't you just say you would eat something else on here that was huge?
No, this thing's 26er, bro. This thing's a 26-inch burrito.
I need a measuring stick.
This thing's huge. Wait, like Will Campbell, like his arms, we need to measure everything now.
Oh my God, 26 inches. His are 33. Will Campbell's arm length is almost a Houston Texans.
The Texas boomstick burrito is almost longer than Will Campbell's arms. Out.
How does that fit in your body?
No,
it's just not legal in Texas.
This thing, you know what it is? It's too big. It's too big.
I agree.
It's too processedly big. Out. And I get what you mean. If you would share a bite with everybody, I'd only want the corner. That's it. But it's got lettuce. I'm out.
How many bites? I wouldn't want to be pretty far down in the bite train on that thing for real.
Out on the boomstick.
All right, this one feels like it may have been made for Kendra, but new at Mets games this year, Clausen has released a pickle Spritz Society seltzer that is pickle flavored, so a 4.5% pickle flavored drink that comes with pickle fries. Are we in or out?
Yes, I've already put on Twitter asking who wants to go to New York with me because I love pickles. I will pickle anything. Yes.
I don't know if I've ever talked to you about this, but I have a difference between a sliced dill pickle and a circle pickle. I notice a difference in taste.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they're different types of pickles. Like the brands are different.
I prefer a wedge over a circled ridge pickle.
I don't care. I'll eat anything. I love them.
But there is a difference.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a preferred pickle brand?
Well, I mean, I like dill.
No, I meant like, do you like Clausen, Grillo's?
Yes, Grillo's.
Okay. Me too. Grillo's are the best
Grillo's.
ones. Yeah, Grillo's pickles are the best.
I'm trying to think of the jar.
It's Clausen.
Trent, he just gave me the point.
You like the jar ones? Okay, so we're all pro pickle here.
Have you ever, you used to live in the city. Do you ever just go to, a place downtown and they have that huge pickle jar with the biggest pickle in there?
Yeah.
And you just bite.
Frank with chopped brisket. The 24-inch boomstick burrito. And I think that's just...
I'm going with the Will Campbell burrito.
This is your home for every Patriots game.
Looking to the end zone, trying to keep the play alive. Falling down, he goes to the end zone. It's caught! He's got it! Touchdown!
WBZ FM at HD Boston.
Tom.
A little bit. I have people emailing me, which I don't know if I mentioned, but I don't really love the emails, but whatever. This is what I got for emails. I got 5 Peter McNeely stories. People want to remind me that the ground round is returning. And do the Mets offer milk with that bucket of cookies? So, inquiring minds want to know. Einbein, what's up, buddy? Thanks for watching tonight. On our YouTube chat, Carrie Ann, Brokerage Babe, Dual Box, all the crew, Terrace is in there, Joshua, Wisco. We're back here tomorrow night. 7 o'clock, our new time. I'll be on remote tomorrow night. We got a full show. Steve Buchanan of DraftKings will join me for opening day. So we'll do a ton of opening day Red Sox stuff, and that's where I wanted to go before we head out of here tonight. Alex Cora made the decision that Rafael Devers will be the everyday designated hitter for the Red Sox. Alex Bregman will play third base. 1 month ago today, Rafael Devers said he would not DH. 30 days later, the DH for the Boston Red Sox. I have high expectations for Boston this year. I'll get you the exact win total right now. And speaking of that, while I look that up, ESPN Bet has win totals in the NFL this year. Today, after the Stefon Diggs signing, the Patriots over-under is 7.5 right now. To me, that's extremely high, considering there were 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 last year. Vegas thinks they're 2 wins better than a year ago. We're going to talk about that tomorrow night for sure when we talk with Steve Buchanan of DraftKings. But the MLB odds are out, and you can bet on a ton of stuff. I know a lot of people like the wins. Futures is where I'm at when it comes to some of these games. I'm going under on the White Sox win total at 52.5. I think they're the worst team potentially of all time. So I'm going under. As far as playoffs go, the Red Sox are minus 130 to make the playoffs. I'm in. I think the Red Sox make the playoffs this year. Now, as far as wins go, the Red Sox win total is 86.5. I lean over. Final call of the night. Mike's in Maine. Mike.
What's going on? How you doing?
Air fryer versus George Foreman.
So you can make a case for both. I think the Foreman was the perfect college thing in its day because nobody had to clean it. It was like a wet paper towel wipe down, so any roommate, no matter who, it was always clean. But the air fryer, versatility, man. You could use that thing with everything. The Foreman, it's limited.
That's right. I've said that heroes get remembered, but legends never die. The George Foreman grill is our hero, but the air fryer will never die.
Exactly.
Are you going to take any of those bets, Red Sox?
Dude, I actually got a few futures. I got Bruins to miss the playoffs from a bad season ticket holder there.
Boom.
You know, Red Sox to make the playoffs, good season ticket holder there.
Boom.
And the Celtics to win the NBA championship. I got a couple times on it to win like 12.
Good.
And I got a few other things.
All right, bro. Well, Patriots 7.5. That seems high to me.
I'm in. Dude, I actually was looking at the schedule this year. You can make a case for them to be a 10 or 11 win team because they're playing so much trash. If you looked at their schedule, like I'm curious to see who comes on short, weeks or, depending on how the scheduling lines up. But like the opponents themselves, man, they've got cupcakes upon cupcakes. I think Cam Ward's going to be a bust. Like Jesus, man.
Well, just remember the Patriots only have a couple of horses. They have a bunch of ponies. So as much as we think other teams are trash, they think the Pats are trash.
But how many games did they get close to winning last year that the coach screwed it up again?
Good point,
That
Mike.
team last year could have won 3 or 4 more games if they, were better coached.
I'll give you that, Mike. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Skaz, maybe we can do more of this tomorrow night. Patriots win total. Thought it was high. To me, 7.5, high. Not saying I'm going under. I just think it's high. Thank you for not playing tonight. I was wondering about that one for a bit. So glad to see that he is not in the mix. So feel free to join us on YouTube. You can check out all our reaction if you missed any part of the show. We're still working on what will happen in this draft and where the Patriots will end up. I know there's some more talk out there today. There was rumors about trades with Cleveland. One more thing I wanted to mention about the Red Sox before we get out of here, because I know we got Bruins coming up. MLB.com gave their predictions for the season. They predicted that Texas would win the West in the American League, Detroit in the Central, and the Red Sox would win the AL East. The National League, they have Braves in the East, Cubs in the Central, and the Dodgers in the West. They do have Philly making the playoffs, Trent. So there you go. But their prediction for the World Series, Red Sox, Dodgers, with the Dodgers as the World Series champions. So to me, there's a lot of love for the Red Sox going on right now. I'm in on the excitement, by the way. I'm in on the excitement, the buzz of the Red Sox. What's happened the last 30 days, Bregman coming in, Cora actually making decisions. Their young players really playing to the potential that we've seen. Some of them will play on opening day, Christian Campbell. I'm in on the hype for the Red Sox, but I don't know if I'm in on them going to the World Series. But, the American League is somewhat wide open.